This is a miniature wargaming news grab bag. I'm Andrew with Box to Battle, and on screen I'll be building the compound Alenko by TTCombat in their SciFi-X range. As the build goes by at blinding speeds, we will be musing about CAV Strike Ops, All Quiet on the Martian Front, Return of the Tripods, Warzone Eternal, Heroscape, BattleTech, Osprey Games, Vietname Skirmish Wargaming. As always, links will be provided in the description. Let's go. First up, CAV Strike Operations. We got a little email social media push by the man, the myth, the legend, the CAV boss, and the power armor is now available. Also, when I went and looked at the store, a sneaky, stealthy, very good-looking find helicopter has slipped by me, as well as the Saladin, Saracen, and Scimitar, all different weapon turret options on top of the same chassis, and then the Mogwai, which is a mech you do not want to get wet or feed after midnight. All look really cool. I really like the tanks. Moving on, we've got some All Quiet on the Martian Front, Return of the Tripods, burbling, simmering, happening still on the Discord. There's been a lot of talk about American forces, and now Mr. Dave has let slip that, hey, the next expansion for the game is targeting around Q3 of 2026. That might just be those Americans. So between here and there, which is about a year's time, I think what will happen is Abnormal will continue to release the variant models and other miniatures and teasers that they've been showing us and talking about over the past couple months. So really cool, things still progressing there. Also mentioned was kind of interest, a Thieves World RPG. I believe that's a Robert Asprin and bevy of authors IP. I never read those books, but I did read the Myth books when I was younger as a kid. Maybe I'll pick up Thieves World and give it a peruse. Warzone Eternal news. Over on Trenchworks, you can pre-order the rulebook and finally the starters. They are coming in what's called a snap tray, which are printed resin STLs in a kind of neat tray that also provides you a little scenery, a little terrain pop. You get like some I-beams or some pillars on the corners. They're kind of doing this as just, hey, here it is, all in one. It can be shipped this way and protected. That's really kind of a neat idea. I'm excited to get mine because I've ordered a Bauhaus and an Algaroth starter as well as the rulebook. I've been waiting for this one. Yay! The other big news is Res Nova is now under the umbrella of Transatlantis Games, who are famous for their too thin coats. I guess that's Duncan Rhodes paints. Res Nova is kind of the creative juice and muscle behind this, and they've been consistently seeking partners to help them produce all of their gaming goods. So this, I think, is more formalization underneath that. What does it mean for Trenchworks and blah, 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 I have no idea, but things are afoot there. And Heroscape has dropped a ton of news. We've got our first looks at the G.I. Joe box sets coming. Holy smoke. Glow-in-the-dark terrain with G.I. Joe. I mean, if you're an 80s kid, right now your heart is just swooning. You put this box set within clicking distance or shelf grab distance of me, around $50, and yeah, I'm gonna grab it. Now, is all the terrain, we've got concrete, shadow, some other stuff in here, it's fine. The glow-in-the-dark water, a little gimmicky, but really, I'm very interested in the characters. I want to fight Scarlet against Shadow Storm and Destro and Cobra Commander and all the goodness that is the G.I. Joe lands. Excellent. In a more traditional Heroscape IP news, there are a whole host of new unit box sets coming as well. One very interesting one is kind of the return of the Valkyrie and Vipers box. Yes, those Vipers have picked up guns. Pretty cool. I'm excited by all of it. I don't think I will be grabbing all of it, though, because it is just a ton. Again, links in the description. You can go check it all out. But out of all of this stuff, maybe the most exciting thing is this Heroscape tome that is coming. They're going to basically tie a bow around the Age of Annihilation as it ends here a full smattering lore story of how things progressed, what happened, as well as a linked series of games in a campaign, so you can play out the Age of Annihilation. And, if it's really prescriptive as to what units are needed, I'm sure that may be maybe a hard pill to swallow for some, but I kind of just wanted to see what maps have they produced, how have they tuned things, what is it like. I think it'll have beautiful art, and so if you're a Heroscape fan, that is one to really watch out for. The BattleTech news. Yeah, there really isn't any. Well, okay, there's a big playtest going on right now for Classic Rules, which links in the description to that. Catalyst says they're going to pop a book out, an updated Classic Rule Set book, in late summer 2026. The focus on this rule set changes is basically integrating FAQs and erratas directly into the rule set, providing clarity and focus around rules that were confusing, and tuning anything that just wasn't fun or working well. So they're being very conscientious about it. There's been a big reaction in the community over it. Get off my lawn, don't mess with my classic rule sets, which is kind of speaks to this no confidence vote that's kind of happening right now with Catalyst on a pretty big segment of the BattleTech community. That's combined in a swirl of political yuck as well. So it's can be kind of hard to read what's really legit there and what's not. I will say a footnote: Ironwind Metals, was acquired by Catalyst in May. They continue to flesh out their 4 classic metals range, which is pretty cool if you're interested in that. I've been watching there. It's a little bit spendy, but it can be had. And then Aces, we're right on the dawn of Aces happening here. There was a new unboxing kind of Let's Play video. Nothing in it was really new or updated from what we learned last time. You ask me, from day to day, I go from being super excited to Aces to being, I wonder if I'm going to wait for the next Aces box. So it's gotten a little bit hard to love BattleTech right now, which is why I'm having so much fun with other things. Big news for Osprey. So first snuck right by me was Void Fighters. That's one I'm likely to pick up. It's a squad-based space fighter sort of game. Looks pretty cool. But the thing I am so excited for, and this might be the thing I am most looking forward to in 2026, Warriors of Athena by Joseph McCullough. So this is going to be like Mythgrave, I guess. You can play solo, co-op, or have an Oracle, quote-unquote, dungeon mastering for you. I mean, what a great use of Mortal Gods and Reaper Greek Odyssey miniatures. It's going to come in February of 2026. That is definitely one to keep your eye on. I think if I clobber together some nice baddies and a table, my family and I would have a great time doing that. Now, one more interesting game coming in January of 2026, solo, co-op, or competitive. It'll be Ice Age Survival in Hide, Stone, and Bone. There's one that you can use your Savage Core miniatures in, or there's some other Reaper minis that go in there as well too. Supposedly has campaign rules as well. Looks interesting. One to keep my eye on as well. Rounding out our Osprey news, I might just pick up When Nightmares Come. This is also out right now, so not necessarily news, but I'm just thinking it would be a great use of my Night Stalker miniatures. The next season of Stranger Things is coming. My family has been re-watching Stranger Things and prep for that, so that might be really cool. And I think we're just gonna stick a nail in it and call Flashpoint dead. I mean, if they're saying all the way out until 2027, I just can't see this one coming. I really wanted my Red Dawn Wolverines 80s sort of platoon level skirmish game, but maybe tiding us over is been the things that have been coming out for Vietnam Skirmish games. I picked up a copy of NAM 68. I haven't yet even thumbed through it. I have been so busy with EpicWarpath and Return of the Tripods. I'm excited to go over that. That fleshes out my rule set. So I also have Men of Company B and FNG, but really exciting. A new skirmish version of FNG looks like it's coming out to Kickstarter very soon. Link in the description. Check it out. And let's see how we finished with our build here. The Alenko Compound. Yes. All right, so it's pretty well cemented for me at this point that my most favorite 10mm sci-fi and city terrain, winning by at least the building's length, yeah, it's TTCombat. I love this stuff. The newer quote-unquote compound-style SciFi-X kits, wow, they just spark the imagination. You can immediately see how a complex of buildings like this is going to be so great for EpicWarpath. Yeah, it's going to be a gaming delight on the table. I cannot wait to have my infantry occupying it. And so, thanks for watching. I hope my next video is going to be my EpicWarpath Asterian Showcase. I am so close now. I'm wrapping up bases. Of course, you can expect more Return of the Tripods, BattleTech, and whatever other fun stuff I decide to cover on the channel, and I'll see you next time.